For more about economic ties between China and Turkey, we're joined by Doga Eralp. He is a professor from the School of International Service at American University. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Rachelle.
So, for people who aren't familiar with the background, how would you characterize the economic relationship between Turkey and China?
Well, Turkey and China's economic relations have been developing quite fast over the past decade or so. But recently, especially in the area of tourism, looking at the tensions on the treatment of the Uyghur minority in Xinjiang, Turkey actually created a certain, let's say, brought up its own political concerns at the UN Security Council. As a result, many Chinese tourism companies pulled off or canceled their tours to Turkey. Now, what Erdogan is trying to do is to convince the Chinese government Chinese are welcome in Turkey and looking forward to their visits in Turkey.
Now, one of the ways that he's saying he wants to participate with China, he mentioned that there's a natural harmony between our Middle Corridor initiative and China's Belt and Road initiative. How so?
Well, Erdogan's argument, which obviously makes sense, is the Middle Corridor, which basically ties Beijing all the way to London through the existing Turkish railroad network that now connects, without being interrupted, Asia to Europe and goes all the way up to London. Considering the Eurotunnel connecting the mainland with Britain. So the idea is the easiest way for China to connect the European markets would be already through the existing railroad networks that goes through Turkey.
And how important is this relationship to Turkey's economy overall?
Well, Turkey's economy has been facing its own perils due to the rather unprofessional management by Erdogan's close circles. And obviously this impacted the way budget deficit has been run, especially private debt. So what Turkey really needs is direct Chinese investment, and primarily in infrastructure, energy infrastructure, railroad infrastructure, highway infrastructure is definitely needed, and also the involvement of Chinese finance corporations.
Obviously, Erdogan does have his plans, but at home we know that his future may be a little shaky. He had some significant election losses for his government in Istanbul and other major cities in Turkey. What do you think Erdogan's future holds?
Well, it depends on how painful the ongoing, slow, creeping economic crisis, the type of pain it has the lower middle income folks suffer. So they already voiced their concerns with the outcome of the local elections, not only in Istanbul, but in a majority of large metropolitans across Turkey, that they're not happy with the way their lives have been affected so negatively from the rather unprofessional management style of Erdogan government. So what Erdogan is trying to do is now to pull in more hot cash into Turkish economy and create employment opportunities. But that's not really a easy solution to ongoing structural problems of Turkish economy, and they're by no means going to be fixed by the Chinese inflow of cash.
So how do the economic needs of Turkish citizens match up with the tools that Erdogan and his government have at their disposal?
Well, they have the tools, but they don't have the willingness to use those tools in a way that makes sense, that is transparent, that is accountable. So Turkey's economic problems are very much tied to the rather tight and narrow political mindset that had